What's a modern-day scam that's become normalized and we don't realize it's a scam anymore? Hidden fees. Especially in the medical and hospitality industries. Credit scores. They started in 1989 and are designed to encourage debt. Not being able to cancel a subscription online. I can subscribe in 5 minutes, but I need to call your service agents and am forced to be rude to them to cancel it because as long as my voice sounds friendly they try to resell the damn subscription. Resort fees at hotels. Everything is a sneaky small monthly subscription. Transaction fees when using online banking. I do all the work filling out the form so a bank employee doesn't have to, yet I get charged the same. Admin fees for completely automated services. Free trial auto renewal subscriptions. Services only with monthly subscriptions. Subscriptions for already paid apps. Extended warranty. Edit. Make sure you read the fine print what's being covered and what is considered void. Raise the price of a product a day before they go on sale so that people think they are getting it at a discount. Edit. Amazon is pretty bad at this. Here's an example. I try to look for deals for a small subreddit I run, /r/lowest price deals, and I come across such products all the time. Some resources that might be useful. And for price history. For game deals. Also. /r/game deals. /r/build-up sales. /r/app hookup. /r/freebies. /r/discounted products. Buying tech devices, for premium prices, then still having to pay subscriptions to make them actually do what they're supposed to do. Service charge for buying cinema tickets online. I've got to pay you to buy something from you. Medical insurance not covering dental or vision. Like, it's all connected, guys. If you have a badly abscessed tooth, you're likely going to need medical care, even if you have dental that covers the extraction or root canal or whatever. Warren Buffett said, it takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it. What's a real-life example of this? Artesian Builds. CEO destroyed the entire company by deciding a winner of their raffle wasn't popular enough to get the prize. Had a teacher in high school that everyone loved. He always helped kids who were being bullied, fully sat down with us and tried to mediate any conflict in groups as well. No one had a bad thing to say about him. One day a news story breaks that a teacher was caught filming up girls' skirts at the mall. Next day our favorite teacher had taken a few personal days. Everyone defended him saying it was only a coincidence that he was gone. We knew it was him when they started talking to girls from our school. They found footage of up underage girls' skirts on his work laptop, 99% were students. He was only caught because he attempted to try it in public and was seen by a security guard and tried to flush the evidence down the toilet. Destroyed his career, family, and life. On the Gold Coast in Australia, the theme park Dream World lost all its reputation after 4 people died in an accident. A former boss in the army did it. He was son of a general, airborne ranger, and had a family right out of Stepford Wives. He was the perfect soldier and family man. Until one day it was found out he was banging an interpreter he met in Iraq. He hid this for a number of years, but it was eventually discovered that he was flying her all around Europe on US Air Force planes in order to keep her close and keep it a secret from his wife. The army found out and he was forced into retirement and had to pay several $100,000 to cover the cost of the misappropriated aircraft. The divorce proceedings were quite comical as well. Made the military newspapers and everything. At one point, Ryan Lochte was arguably on the way to becoming as big in the swimming world as Michael Phelps. Then his lies about being robbed at the Olympics torched his reputation and career. Jimmy Snyder. He was a well-known football commentator on CBS for 12 years until he said on the air that the practice of coerced breeding during slavery had made modern black athletes superior. His remarks are astonishing to read today. The black is a better athlete to begin with, because he's been bred to be that way. Because of his high thighs and big thighs that goes up into his back. And they can jump higher and run faster because of their bigger thighs. And he's bred to be the better athlete because this goes back all the way to the Civil War, when, during the slave trading, the slave owner would breed his big black to his big woman so that he could have a big black kid, see? That's where it all started. Edit, guys, I know people called him Jimmy the Greek. I thought it made more sense to refer to him by, his name. Former Brooklyn/Los Angeles Dodgers baseball player and executive Al Campanis. He had a brief career as a player with the Brooklyn Dodgers, playing only 7 games with them in 1943, but spent a lot of time in the minor leagues and played 1 season in the minors with Jackie Robinson the year before Robinson became the first African-American player in the majors. After retiring as a player, he became a scout and moved up in the organization to become the general manager of the Dodgers in 1968. On April 6, 1987, Campanis was invited to appear on the TV show Nightline to be interviewed by Ted Koppel about Jackie Robinson, as April 15 would be the 40th anniversary of Jackie Robinson's first game in the majors, and they were good friends until Robinson's death in 1972. Koppel asked Campanis about why there were so few black managers and no black general managers. Campanis answered, "I truly believe that they may not have some of the necessities to be, let's say, a field manager, or, perhaps, a general manager." When pressed later in the interview by Koppel, he said, "Why are black men or black people not good swimmers? Because they don't have the buoyancy," and also saying that the black race certainly are short on individuals with strong decision-making capabilities. He was fired from the Dodgers less than 2 days later and never worked in baseball again, passing away in 1998. That X Factor judge who told a contestant, wearing a suit, that he was trying to copy her husband LMFAO. I think Natalia Kills was her name. Kevin Spacey went from acclaimed actor to rapist overnight. Gerald Ratner. At one time, Ratners were a nationwide chain of jewelry shops in the UK. They were known as an affordable jewelry shop. In 1991 he was a guest at the Institute of Directors and made a speech where he called the stuff sold by his shops total crap. A popular range of earrings was described as being cheaper than a prawn sandwich and compounded it by saying the prawn sandwich would last longer. Shares in the company dropped like a stone and he was fired by the majority company shareholders. Had a supervisor who decided to get blitzed on morphine and alcohol before writing a racist, incomprehensible, unprofessional email and sending it to every subordinate. Every single person turned against him, and he was gone from his job really quickly after that. And he was tenured and everything happened in an instant. I was just reading a story about how a police officer with a perfect career ruined everything by buying donuts and scanning a barcode for a carrot to make it cheaper. Lost his job for that. There was a PC building company earlier this year that disqualified a prize winner because the company owner thought the winner's social media presence was too weak. Not fake, mind you, just not popular enough to be worth sponsoring. Shabba Ranks. He was genuinely being described as the new Bob Marley. Then he appeared on The Word and stated that the punishment for homosexuality should be crucifixion. You can almost see the exact moment his career ended. Gary Glitter taking his computer to get fixed at PC World and being outed as a nonce. What's the worst thing about being a man? The general lack of empathy or support. You can do it because you're a man. I'm drowning on all fronts here, just looking for anything to help. Sexual harassment and sexual assaults are usually a joke or not taken remotely serious when you're a guy. I've been sexually harassed and assaulted at work, and told lucky guy. Or they're old enough to be your mother. Take it as a compliment, as if that makes the situation better. In the end, honestly, if you're a guy and made sexually uncomfortable, it's too bad, so sad, move on. When I approached management about it, I'm just told, well, let's make it a clean slate and move on. What? They literally dry humped me? Grabbed my ass? Even when a member does it, it's just completely fine. Men aren't normally seen as victims. We're just expected to not be or to not be affected by it. Work for Costco BTW, anyone is curious as to where this happens. We can't say kids are cute without being on FBI watch list. The stereotype that all men are pedophiles if they like working with children. Volunteered at the daycare that I went to when I was young for a field day event. One of the mothers there expressed her concern for a male being there around her kids, and word got back to me. I was pursuing a degree in early childhood EDU and dropped out and gave up on that dream because a lot of people thought I was weird or that I must be some sort of pedophile. The lack of respect men receive as parent. Not being able to interact with children without fearing being called a pedo. It can be desperately lonely, especially for the introverts. Extremely weak emotional connection with male friends and peers. Hair loss. I feel like I can't genuinely enjoy being around kids without people thinking I'm weird or a pedo. Hair, everywhere, I mean seriously, does it have to come out of my ears? Very little bugs me the way this does. I'm a father. Apparently, that means I'm a bumbling idiot when it comes to my kid. I've changed as many diapers as her mom. I've stayed up with her all night several times. I took 3 months off work to spend time with her when she was a baby. Admittedly, I'm not great at doing hair, but I can put it in a ponytail. Fathers aren't morons when it comes to their kids. I can raise mine as well as any mom. Edit. Also, you're babysitting today when I take my daughter somewhere with me. Nope. I'm raising my kid. I'd get paid to babysit. Oh, you're giving mom a break. Nope, I just like having her with me when I do stuff. I'm sure I could use the break just as much as her mom. Male pattern baldness. My mom died suddenly September. All I've wanted is for a friend to give me a hug and be willing to listen. My wife's girlfriends will, but none of my male friends despite telling them I'm really hurting. Nobody is willing. It fucking sucks. The worst thing for me is how people look at me when I'm around kids. My next door neighbors are lovely people and they have 3 kids. 7, 9, and 11. The kids love to play soccer or football or frisbee, and sometimes when I get home from work, I'll go outside and play with them. It takes a village and all that. They have a 5-year-old cousin who is over often. She loves to get carried around and play with the cousins. When I'm around those kids when their extended family is around, the extended family looks at me like I'm a pedophile. The kids run up and hug me and stuff and drag me outside to play with them. The scorn and disdain from the aunts and uncles is profound. And then they'll hear the kids call my name, and they'll be like, "Oh, that's you. They talk about you all the time." And it's suddenly okay. But those looks I get bug me. The initial reaction of other adults is to assume that something evil and disgusting is happening, as though their parents would just let that happen. It just sucks to work hard trying to be a good human and have people look at you like you're the lowest of the low. Edit. It makes me really happy to read all the stories of other men being good role models to kids who aren't their own. Good work, men. Being short gets us the manlet label. A month ago I took my daughter to her 1-month appointment. Nurse said, "Oh, you're on dad duty today." First of all, I'm always on dad duty. Second, I take my son to 90% of his appointments. 3 Fuck your. Edit. This blew up, but it happens. My parents act the same way too with stuff. I aspire as a father to be like Bandit before I knew who Bandit was. The stress of providing for your family amid all the current turmoil in the world and knowing that it's all on you whether your family has a stable and financially secure life while feeling the need to obtain a life that probably isn't realistically obtainable anymore, and every day watching the neighborhood you live in slowly get worse and know there's nothing you can do about it right now. Feeling like you can't open up because of how it always turns out, therefore bottling it inside and letting it all out at once, thereby making it even worse. And just being told, well, it will be okay. Okay, cool, sure. Well, as the one that it depends on to make it okay, I kind of need to know how to do that. Edit. Wow, this got quite a response. Thanks to everyone who shares this type of stress. It is hard day in and day out, but for those of us with kids and SAMs, we're doing what's arguably the cheaper alternative anyway. I just meant to highlight the pressure that does form that isn't talked about much, and I see I am not alone. So thank you all for that. I'll try to respond individually as much as I can, might be a bit though. If you're broke, you ain't shit. Your status is your net worth.